Hey guys, Brad from Roto Heat back at it with another 2020 player breakdown. This time we're talking Corey Davis, wide receiver, Tennessee Titans. As always, if you're enjoying what we're giving you here on YouTube, like, subscribe, hit the notification icon to stay up to date. You know, we keep reiterating, but we do nightly live streams, and we're actually adding a Friday night DFS at the end of the month. So make sure you keep it locked in here to Roto Heat over on YouTube.
Everything's on fire. Everything's on fire. Everything's on fire.
Corey Davis is one of the bigger first round letdowns in the last few years. You know, if you listen to some of us over here at Roto Heat, we were big fans of Corey Davis coming out and really thought that he could develop into a really nice high-end wide receiver one. And you know, it hasn't happened in Tennessee. Early on, injuries were a part of it. He had some trouble staying on the field. Now he's, you know, been overshadowed by A.J. Brown on a run-first team, you know, and just didn't get a lot of opportunity. Now he still was second in the team in targets last year, but, you know, that still makes him 60 to 70 targets, and that's just not great. You know, the guys on the team, as we were talking about Corey Davis, it's his fifth-year option's been declined, so the team, you know, is kind of making him prove that he deserves another contract, or he's out in Tennessee after this year. Now, some of us think a change of scenery could be good for him because the talent's there, the potential's there. You know, he's had a good catch rate. You know, he's catching over 60% of his passes that are thrown his way. He's just not getting a ton of targets. In this offense that's run first, you know, look at Tennessee as a team last year. You know, barely had, you know, over 400 pass attempts. You know, I think they were just under 450 pass attempts last year, and that doesn't bode well for, you know, for guys like Corey Davis, who aren't the top receiving option in the offense. You know, obviously that goes to A.J. Brown. You know, Jonnu Smith had a good rapport with Tannehill as the season went on. A full offseason together, I know that the offseasons look different, but a full offseason together, Tannehill and Davis and the whole offense should be a plus. Now, obviously, if they keep around, you know, the 450 pass attempt range, which we highly expect because the offense is very much intact, that may change a little bit, you know, when it comes to, depending on how the Jack Conklin role on the right side of that offensive line gets filled and how that's used. You know, they may have to add some more pass attempts in because maybe the run game just isn't as strong, but, you know, time will tell in that. Most of that offensive line is still intact, so they should be very run heavy, and I would expect probably 450 pass attempts as the cap, which means A.J. Brown's still going to be the top option. The tight end Jonnu Smith is gonna get some heavy targets. You know, they obviously have not a ton of receiving options, you know, behind their top, you know, 3 to 4 receiving options, but they brought in Darrington Evans, who could be a pass catching back out of the backfield, kind of the Dion Lewis role that Dion Lewis did not fill in his time in Tennessee. So it'll really be interesting to see how they deploy this offense, if they try to add any little extra nuances to it to help, because, you know, just ground and pound, eventually stacked boxes will slow you down and you have to turn to the pass. So we saw that the offense looked pretty good when moving the ball through the air. You know, Ryan Tannehill definitely showed promise, and that's a good thing for a guy like Corey Davis, because he really does need something in the, you know, more like 80 to 100 target range to really provide much more than a, you know, kind of wide receiver 3-4. So if you're in a redraft format, you know, Corey Davis probably is not getting drafted, depending on the league size, until very late, if at all. In a dynasty format, Corey Davis is a guy I just kind of target to stash at the back of my roster to see what happens after this year, because most likely I don't anticipate him being back in Tennessee. But I'm not trading for him to get him hoping that I can play him this year, because he's probably not much more than maybe a risky bye week fill-in. You know, kind of wide receiver 4 would be a kind of where the cap is for us. That being said, if you're trading for him, you know, people are starting to sour, so the buying price is going down, you know, kind of in the second round type range rookie pick if you're looking for that. Maybe you can move it for one of these more riskier rookie picks this year. Maybe a guy who, could have some upside, a Van Jefferson in LA if you really wanted to make that type of move. I've seen that happen, just straight up player for player. You really have to know the Davis owner and kind of how he feels about him. I am a Davis fan. I'm not selling him for cheap. I want to hold him and see what happens. So that being said, if I'm selling him, I'm not selling him for much less than, kind of a earlier second round pick, rookie pick type thing. And most likely I'm not even going to accept that just because I want to see what happens, because I like the talent. He's still young enough to grow into something. But the time is running out. So if you're looking to flip, maybe now is the time. Let us know in the comments if you're selling him and what you sold him for. If you bought him and what you bought him for. And make sure you keep it locked into rotoheat.com for all of your up-to-date player outlooks.
Also, right there, playlist. Hit it. Watch the videos. Do it. You want to. Do it.